Why college is a scam. Me personally, I don't think college is a scam unless you're trying to be a doctor, engineer, lawyer, or any field that definitely requires a university degree or college degree. If you're going for some shitty ass art degree that you know will not prevail you in the future, you're wasting a bunch of money. And even if you want the college or university experience, it's $80,000. You think your college experience is worth 80,000? You think partying is worth $80,000? There's many of other ways you can have friends and party still without spending 80K.
Do you want to spend over $100,000 putting yourself in 20 years of debt
Hopefully
to learn
not.
useless information for 4 years?
It's not all useless. Please, my doctors, please go to university or college. If you're trying to be a doctor, don't chat GPT shit. Okay, your job is very useful. We need you. Okay, do not be cheating. Please go to college. Don't think you're being self-taught. Do your thing.
Just to end up working at McDonald's? Well, I got just the place for you. College. 39% of people who attend college eventually drop out. And for those who do
Damn, that's more than 1 in 3.
The decision of going to college. That means over half of all people who've attended college found it a waste of time or money.
Okay, after you graduate high school, you have three options, honestly. It's either you go to university or college, right? That's the most common one. Okay, it's been done less in the previous years because people have realized how much not worth it college or university is. Then we have going into working in construction. This is probably one of the best things you can do if you don't really care, right? Because you don't need to have crazy grades. You can get paid a lot once you're done your apprenticeship. You can get paid. Okay, and then after you're done, you can start your own business and you can make a lot of money. Being a plumber, electrician, you can make hella money, okay? And then the third one is trying to be an entrepreneur. This is the least likely one, but either way, it's always nice after you're done high school to try something on your own, figure out how a business works. So you have either of those 3 options. If you're not doing either of those 3, and if you say military, I suggest you don't go to the military, but if you just want to serve your country, then go ahead. That's good. But other than that, those are the only 3 things you should be doing.
Scam in modern history. The evidence is so incredibly clear, yet we still choose to pour trillions of dollars into this destructive, predatory industry. If you're planning on going to college, this video might change your mind. A college degree used to guarantee success and finding good jobs. Not so much anymore. Over half of college graduates are unable to find a job within 1 year of graduation. Even
52%
Harvard graduates with master degrees are struggling to find a job. There's actually been a massive trend of college students graduating, then resorting to fast food jobs. Underemployment means working low-skilled jobs and earning very low wages.
Bro, and this is the problem because the people who are 22 and just graduated a top university or whatever that are now working fast food. The problem is now the 16-year-olds or 17-year-olds, right? They can't get a job at fast food because it's packed with a bunch of 22-year-olds with way more experience. You know what I mean? You see how this domino effect happens? Vice versa. The jobs that are meant for 25-year-olds who were like white collar or supposed to get their jobs right after university. They won't get it because they have 30-year-olds who now have taken that spot. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I mean.
For people who've graduated college this year, the underemployment rate is 41.2%. So if you graduate with a degree, there's a very high chance that you'll be working at McDonald's. Now, this would all be excusable if college was an easily accessible form of education. That is, unfortunately, not the case. The average annual cost of attending
Is there any country that gives college for free? Or are they all just like disgustingly expensive everywhere in the world?
public university is $30,000. So we're looking at over $120,000 to go to college. For private universities,
Yikes! My
the
bad.
cost can be
Forget
up to
80K. It's at
$90,000
$120.
a year, which means $360,000 for college. And those who can't graduate in 4 years will have to spend even more than that. Compare that to subscribing to the Dumanity YouTube channel, which is free. $120,000 is a lot of money. People fresh out of high school don't understand that kind of money yet, making them easy targets of manipulation. With that kind of money, you can invest in a rental.
Bro, don't be a dumbass. Please, no more thing. Do not be a dumbass who just goes to college or university just because everybody else is doing it. If you're going to college or university for no reason and you know you're not going to do shit, you're wasting a bunch of money you're going to have to pay back later. And you're just going to be depressed because you're going to be like, oh, what am I doing with my life? You know what I mean? Like, just figure out some shit. If you need to take a gap year, take a gap year. But just don't be a dumbass and just do shit just because everyone else is doing it.
property, invest in ETFs. In some states, you can even buy a small house with that money.
Exactly, bro.
But instead, people choose to invest that money into 4 years of classes and a piece of paper, sinking them into unescapable debt. The average student borrower takes 20 years to pay off their student loan debt.
Yikes.
3.6 million students now owe over $100,000 in student loan debt. As of September 2025, student loan debt has totaled to $1.81 trillion.
Damn!
Get that straight. $1.81 trillion. That's nearly
like
the
10
GDP
zeros,
of
bro.
South Korea. That's enough money to build 1,113 Burj Khalifas. But instead, that money was spent by college students pursuing a piece of paper. And now this is all bad, but it gets even worse. People
How's
are
that,
spending
man?
billions of dollars to go to college, so you'd hope
Okay.
that money is being spent towards their education, right? Well, unfortunately, the cost of a college tuition has nothing to do with the education that you receive. That's right, you're not paying for jack. A tuition at Princeton, MIT, or Harvard all cost around the $60,000 range. Hundreds of low-ranked colleges also cost around $60,000. If these colleges are significantly worse than the
Yeah,
Ivy
that's
League
true.
ones,
If they're worse, they should be like way cheaper, but they all cost the same. But at the same time, I guess in that scenario, it would just be like get better grades, get into a better university, right? But like there's only so many spots. They're just milking 18-year-olds. Straight fresh out of high school, they're just milking them. They're just snatching every dollar you ever see. And the parents and the thing is most parents are immigrants, so they're just gonna like agree with it because it's so normalized to go to university or college, and it's amazing, right? It's like, oh, my kid went to university. Oh, I'm gonna tell all my family members or all the relatives. It's gonna be amazing, right? But in reality, like it's not that glorified as they seem, you know?
then why do they charge the same amount of money? And anything you buy, the low quality stuff is always cheaper. But college tuitions are an exception to this rule. Why is that? Well, it's because colleges don't charge you for the education. Their prices aren't based on how good the education actually is. Colleges are charging you for the college experience. Campus museums and parks and cafeterias, beautiful study areas, rock climbing and massive gyms and saunas and gaming lounges and cool looking dorms. Some universities even have adventure courses and zip lines.
Yeah, that
Watch
shit ain't
this
worth
college commercial
100K.
and you'll see what I mean.
Somewhere you can hike, slide, strike, shoot, climb, eat.
These features have no
But mind you, you can do all those activities for under $100. So just letting you know that under $100, you could probably do all those activities.
nothing to do with education. They don't contribute to a student's career whatsoever. But because universities add all this nonsense, it allows them to justify ridiculously high tuition fees. If your university looks fun and exciting, you're much more likely to pay that $60,000. So when you pay that expensive college tuition, you're not paying for education. You're paying for the on-campus BS.
Yeah.
But that's not all you're paying for. You're also paying for general education classes, which is what you'll spend the majority of your time in college doing. If you're going to college, you'd hope that you'll be spending your time preparing yourself to get a job, right? But no. You're forced to spend the majority of your time learning math, humanities, science, and language classes. Information
Yeah,
that's
but if you
useless
need
to your
these, then
career.
it's fine.
And
Okay,
it's
let's
not
see if
bad
it's
that
useless
you're
in
learning
that
these
case. Then.
things, but you have to remember, you're paying $120,000 for this. You're putting yourself in 20 years of debt just to learn all this nonsense that's
disgusting.
irrelevant to your career. Some people will say that
Bro, they should make like university or college like 10K. But the thing is, if they did that, you think they would make enough money to be able to pay all the professors and stuff and like.
general education classes are important because they make people well-rounded. Well, first of all, nobody needs to be well-rounded to do well in their job. It's a completely irrelevant factor. Second, didn't we already spend the last 12 years in K through 12 schools becoming well-rounded? A high school GPA is all the proof you need that you're well-rounded. There's actually been a recent trend of employers shifting their focus away from college degrees. Instead, employers are starting to care more about work experience and
Yep.
productivity. If you want to land a great job, it's very important to be productive, and a good way to do that is by getting a very good
I'm telling you, bro. If you really want to be in corporate or whatever, like try your best to try to get to working into startups. Like startups is such good work experience, and anybody who sees that, like it'll do way more than you than a university degree ever will. You know what I mean? So startups are relatively easy to get into. You just need to go. You just gotta put yourself out there. Make sure you're on LinkedIn or whatever. And yeah.
standing desk, like this one.
Oh my sponsor. Holy ad. Damn. Okay.
At the end of the day, colleges are a business. The college industry exists to make money and nothing else. A college tuition is a product that has been marketed to us non-stop. A lazy river on campus? Marketing. A museum built on school campus? A beautiful garden? It's all marketing.
Yep.
And this marketing has been deeply ingrained into our culture. Before we were even born, our parents already had a plan for us. Grow up, go to college. In high school, we're constantly told to go to college. All the adults in our lives tell us to go to college. Most people don't even know why they're going to college, except for the reason that society told them to do so. Those who don't go to college are...
Facts, don't be a yes man, bro. If you don't want to go to college and you have other plans in mind, go follow those, bro. Don't be a yes man. Even you might have to disagree with your parents, but it is what it is, bro. You might get into fights, but if you know it's gonna be a bunch of waste of money, of debt, and it's not really what you want to do, and you can make money doing some other stuff, just follow that, honestly.
as losers and bums. Why? Because of marketing.
Like honestly, the only time it's justified is if like you have a scholarship. But at the same time, if you think about it, a person that has a scholarship, taxes are paying for that. So other people are paying for your scholarship. But honestly, like, I'm not gonna act like if I got a scholarship I wouldn't take it. I'm taking that shit. But yeah, you know what I mean.
50 years ago, barely anyone went to college. But as marketing for colleges grew, our culture completely transformed, shaping how we view the world. The endless amounts of ads we see for college says it all.
At Cecil College, our students...
This is your future, your opportunity.
We stand for excellence, respect.
You want a place that has the programs you want to study.
It's marketing for a product, no different than commercials for cars and diamond rings. The college system doesn't prioritize education, it prioritizes money.
Yes, it
Since
does.
2000, private university
Inflation of
tuition
doom.
has increased by 32%.
I fucking hate
From
inflation.
2000 to 2020,
Everything's so
college
expensive
tuition
now.
has risen 111%.
111%.
And it makes sense from a business standpoint. The demand for a college degree has
Are you
risen
taking a piss?
drastically in the last
111%?
2 decades. So naturally, colleges will start to increase prices. America's outlook on education has been completely by college marketing, and we need to undo this damage.
And bro, I'm telling you,
There's 2 very common myths about college that we need to debunk. 1. To be well educated, you need to go to
let me tell you something, okay? College will never be a bad business because the thing is, they will always print money because since you were born, your parents and your relatives told you to go to university or college, which is already $100,000, right? For like 4 years tuition. Okay, so literally, it's an infinite money-making source. It'll never go down because it's so normalized in society to go to university or college, even though the returns now are so low. You know what I mean? So they will always make a shit ton of money forever.
college. This might have been true 20 years ago, but now we have this little thing called the internet. We have online courses that cover an entire semester's worth of knowledge for like $20. We have Indian YouTubers explaining complex subjects better
Shout
than
out
any
India,
professor
bro. Hell
ever
yeah.
will. Look at all these online Harvard and MIT courses that anyone can take. Many of these are free. None of this involves going to college. The second myth, if you don't go to college, you'll make less money. Those with a college degree statistically make more money than those without a college degree.
Yeah.
So boom, going to college means earning more.
It's not true though, yo. I'm telling you, bro. If you do not have a passion or you don't know what to do with your life, like honestly, just jump in the trades. You will make a lot of money. You will make a lot of money, bro. If you go 5 years deep in your apprenticeship, you'll make at least like 6 figures a year. Well, it depends on where you live, but in Canada, you'll make 6 figures.
Money, right? Well, not so fast. People who have a college degree are more likely to be hardworking. People who never went to college are more likely to be lazy. It's for this reason why so many people without a college degree earn so little money. It's not because they don't have a degree, it's because they're lazy. The conclusion to be drawn here is that hardworking people make more money than lazy people, not that a college degree makes more money than no degree. Here's a young man working his ass off in construction. Here's a young man with a degree, gaming in his parents' basement. Which man makes more money? Success is
Construction,
determined by
man.
the person, not
That's
the
true.
college degree.
That's
the
very
average
true.
salary of an electrician is $67,000.
Electrician! What did I tell you, boys? Electrician, boys. You 67 Wait.
$1,000.
Okay, that's probably somewhere in the U.S. Okay, but in Canada you will make 100K easily. If you're like a journeyman, you're making 100K.
A real estate broker makes $72,000. Airline pilots make $226,000. These people are earning more than those with a bachelor's degree. Only 44% of jobs require a college degree. And there isn't any evidence that these jobs pay more than the jobs that don't require a degree. Our culture needs to realize that just because someone chooses not to go to college, that doesn't mean that they're lazy or unmotivated. Some of the most important figures in the last century never finished college. Success.
Yeah, but at the same time, like they're obviously like they left college because they were too smart to leave college. Like, you know, those people would be like, what's his name? Was it Elon Musk who left college, who dropped out of Harvard, or was it Bill Gates or some shit? Like, yo, he dropped out because he fucking made like Windows, bro. Don't just drop out because you have like some idea or business, bro. You can literally, I promise you can probably balance both. Honestly, you could probably balance both. And if you already started your degree and you're 2 to 3 years deep, just finish that shit, bro. Because you're already 2 to 3 years deep. You know what I mean? If you're first year, maybe, okay, you should drop out. I mean, yeah, maybe you should probably drop out if you don't want to do it, or you know it's gonna be a bunch of bullshit. But if you're already about to complete that shit, just complete it, bro. You're too deep in.
Is determined by the person, not the college degree. So far in this video, we've talked about why college is a scam. Now let's go through some actual reasons to go to college. Because, plot twist, there are a few valid reasons to go to college.
I agree.
And people need to understand the difference between legit reasons and BS reasons to go to college. Here we go. Of course, if you want to be a brain surgeon, you gotta go to college.
Yes, you
Not
do.
all
Please
STEM
go
jobs require
to
a college education, but a lot of them do. So this is a valid reason to go to college. Next, for connections. If your career absolutely depends on connections, then yeah, this is a good reason to go to college. And lastly, if you have financial aid or a scholarship to cover your college tuition. These are the only cases when it's actually reasonable to go to college. Anything else is a scam.
I agree.
The biggest piece of advice that needs to be drilled into every young student is that they need to know why they're going to college.
Yes,
they need
please.
to know what career they want to pursue before enrolling. Most people who enter college have no idea what they want to do with their lives.
And bro, like if you wasting years from 18 to 22, like bro, 18 to 22 are very prime years in your life. Very, very primeful years in your life, like to figure out or do whatever you want. If you like go 4 years deep in a degree and then at the end you only want to do that shit, you know what I mean? Like, that's just such a waste of time and money, bro. So really, really step back and think about what you want to do with your life.
And what ends up happening is that after these people graduate, they're either forced into a career that they hate, or they decide to pursue an entirely different career, which means everything they learned in those 4 years was wasted. Students are told that they'll find themselves in college. That's a bunch of BS.
Yeah,
the only
is.
thing you'll find
I'm
about
shattered.
yourself in college is that you love drinking and you hate your college classes. College is not a place to find yourself. College is a place to push forward your career. If you don't know what career you absolutely know you want to pursue, don't go to college. Take a gap year, or take several gap years. During those years, stay productive and find work. Whether it be working at a restaurant, starting a business, or learning new skills, just keep yourself busy.
True.
If you have a resume full of real work experience, that resume is more meaningful and beneficial than a college degree. Do not go to college until you absolutely know what career you want. It'll save you from the immense regret of losing time and money that you'll never get back. Thank you so much to Flexi.
All of you guys with this question, do you think college is a scam? Let me know down below.